Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Yeah, all is good. All is good. How was the
It's
weekend?
it's a Monday morning after a very exciting weekend when the South African rugby team was again, for another time, chosen at they won the World Championships, the World Cup, Rugby World Cup. So it's pretty cool for our country.
Yes. I believe you were at the wedding. So how was the vibe at the wedding? Or did you leave before then?
The vibe was fantastic, and the wedding, in fact, had been planned for months ahead, and then uh, about 6 weeks ago, we got a message. The wedding is now going to be earlier because there's something which is going to devastate the attendance of the wedding if we don't do it early. But it all worked out fine. Some
Did they have
people
a
stayed.
screen at the wedding?
They did. We left and came home to watch it at home. But I think people stayed and watched it there. I'm sure the gees was good, so I'm sure it went very well.
I know we got in bed at like 12, at like 2 o'clock in the morning. We had a whole bunch of friends over, and it was a lot of cheering, and the kids were all awake, and they all witnessed it. It was a magic event, and since then, everywhere you look on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, it is just incredible. All the videos that's out there of how the people are cheering and celebrating this incredible victory.
Well, I think that if I can say, I think that there are two reasons why it's so special. It's special on its own, as it is. It's fantastic. But you know what has been from. Let's put it this way: rugby has definitely succeeded in transforming from when our country changed 30 years ago to now. Rugby has successfully transformed and embraced all South Africans, and all South Africans are embracing our rugby. It's incredible to see. I mean, I saw a speech by Siya Kolisi that he was saying everybody, even the kids in the township, they try and find something green, and they try and find something that looks like a rugby ball. And that is what really drove the South African team to win, because they know it's not just them, the entire country was behind them. So
Yep.
that's pretty flippin' awesome.
No, for sure. And yeah, I've been following quite a bit. I used to be a big rugby fan, but the sport has just started to bore me for like the last 10 years, probably. So so much that I've hardly ever watched, and this is the first time in a long time again that I've really enjoyed watching rugby. It has been really good games. It used to become it became a very boring sport to me, but now it's and also the fact that my daughter's really gotten into the rugby thing has also helped quite a bit.
Well, that's wonderful. And you know what? One of the things that I found funny is that everyone says for the last 3 games, the South African rugby team has been making a point that one
Yes.
point can make the difference.
Oh goodness, it has been it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But it's also been, I think, the win and the magic that it brings to our country is so good. As someone said to me, you know, it's magic, and we should try and bottle it.
And one of the things, a very good thing that I've seen also in the TikTok and everything, is that a lot of international people that you've never would have thought could be interested in rugby was at the game, and they posted about it. Novak Djokovic was there, Roger Federer, Jason Momoa, who's an actor, was there. There's a guy I follow from the States who's an ex-Zimbabwean, who's he's a naturalist. Basically, what he does is he goes and he finds extinct animals. Forrest Galanti, he was there. They were all dressed to the T in Springbok clothing, and it was incredible. So these famous people are really putting a spotlight onto South Africa, because I can tell you now, there's a lot of people following them that has never even heard of South Africa for that fact, or think that lions roam the street. So now all of a sudden they would have brought new eyes to our beautiful country.
Yeah. And what you're saying exactly fits with what I was saying about this incredible euphoria and excitement and so on. Someone says, you know, unfortunately, it's a bit like a perishable product. Unless it is kept and preserved and bottled, you know, it can disappear. And I think one of the things we should really all try and do is make the most of it and take this pride and take this euphoria that we have and this uniting spirit that unites our country, because it certainly does. There are few other things that do unite our troubled country as much as this does. And we should build on this and take it forward.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, on to
In
what
all,
we are.
in all walks of life. So yes, well done.
Okay.
Flippin' well done for the Springboks. Moving on.
Okay. So news. What's in the news? What have we found? Not much other than seeing Springbok logos everywhere.
Indeed, but we did also find something quite interesting. We've known about it for a while, but it's not come up again on the radar, and that is the incredible work being done by River Bioscience. River Bioscience is a subsidiary of Citrus Growers Association, and in broad terms, they are using viruses. They are synthesizing and commercializing viruses in the use of controlling pests in the citrus industry, but also beyond the citrus industry. So, Dewald, you found this article, so tell us more.
Yeah, but you've written a couple of things about River Bioscience, if I'm correct. So
Yes.
I think I know you've given that, but just give me a little quick rundown of what you know about them apart from what you've said now.
Okay, so let's take it back to personally how I discovered about River Bioscience. I was in the Sundays River writing articles about empowerment in the citrus industry. This is probably a good 12, 15 years ago. And I was staying in a guest house, and very, very nice people, hospitable people, who encouraged me to make myself at home. And I opened the fridge in the kitchen, and I was horrified to see in the door what looked like the packaging for poison, crop protection chemicals, let's call it that, for protecting crops against bugs and diseases and all kinds of diseases and pests. Because I have the farming background, I know what these chemicals look like, and there it was in the door of the fridge next to the milk. And I was absolutely horrified. I thought, what on earth is a poison doing here? And the guest house owner explained to me, said, no, well, let me take the opportunity and explain to you that this is a virus. It's not dangerous to humans, and it is not poisonous at all. And this is what is used to control false codling moth, because the virus kills I think it kills the larva. I'm not 100% sure on this, but it kills the pest at some point.
It controls it.
It controls it. And so this is used and sprayed on the trees. It is completely harmless. And what a pleasure, because then at least you can say to your consumers, we are not spraying any kind of dangerous chemicals, hard chemicals, and it's the most enviro-friendly and sustainable way of controlling this. So incredible work that they're doing.
I found this article on LinkedIn on Friday, before the rugby spirit kicked in, and I shared it with you. But I see this article was actually published on the 13th of July this year already. So it's been a while. So River Bioscience has patented this virus, which is a good thing. But it's quite a bit of text, so I'm not going to read through all of it. But it looks like. Let me just see where it is. Furthermore,
this was initiated in 2011, so that's when they first started. I see this in the article, and over the course of 12 years, significant progress has been made with this technology, and I think that is probably the timing of when I saw this, and so it's remarkable that they're doing this, and this is working. I mean, it's actually given birth to this finding, created a business. Just hold on. This finding created a whole business and started a whole movement in the citrus industry. So it's remarkable.
But it's also not just citrus. You can another major opportunity for the CRPE, NPV, I think that's the name of the virus, to have a significant impact is in sub-Saharan Africa, where macadamia growers face the challenge of managing 3 separate tortoisid pests simultaneously. So it's not just for FCM. In the past, growers needed to rely on a broad-spectrum synthetic chemistry to manage these target pests. However, the product, Multimax, was recently approved by the South African regulator for use in macadamias, targeting FCM, macadamia nut borer, and lychee moth, and false codling moth on lychees.
It's phenomenal. I mean, to suddenly be able to control pests, very serious pests, and in many cases, they are identified as, officially identified as pests, that they can be controlled like this by viruses. I mean, that to me is phenomenal. And it's being commercialized, and it's available to growers to use as an alternative to hard chemicals. Whether it completely replaces the need for hard chemicals, I'm not sure. But certainly good to know that there's something like this, which is non-poisonous in the arsenal of how to protect your crops.
I see a second registration, Codling Max, for the management of codling moth in pome fruit, was also approved by. So it's for the apples and pears and everything. It will also work.
Yes. So it's actually seems to be it has definitely expanded from beyond just the citrus industry, and it's available for most tree fruits as well. The products that they are developing.
Yes.
Pretty amazing. So cool. River Bioscience, amazing to hear about all the things that you're doing, and congratulations with that. And yes, keep it up. I'd love to hear more about it.
In Afrikaans, doen so voort.
Doen so voort, yes. And we did make contact with you a couple of months ago, and you said when we are in the Eastern Cape, we must pop in and visit. We are definitely going to take you up on that invitation. So thank you.
Yes. Well, other than that, not much else has happened yet. It's the start of a new week. It's warming up slightly. The winter just don't want to leave us.
Yes, it is. We're still waiting. We're waiting for a bit of heat. But anyway, let's hope it comes, and then we shouldn't complain when it does arrive. So.
Yes, for sure. Anyway, okay. See you tomorrow.
Have a good Monday. Keep well.
Cheerio.